Milos Kozak, AndroidAPS. Milos, the stage is yours. Have fun. You have, I think, about 200 people listening, and just do it.
Okay, so do you see me and hear me all? So, hello. I'm very happy to see so many people listening right now. Usually, when I do some presentation or speech on conferences, I talk about AndroidAPS, about the features and about results and how to best use it and so on. But this time we decided with Jerry make this presentation a bit different. I will not talk directly about AndroidAPS, but we will talk about our story, the story of my family, the story of the Night Scout and of AndroidAPS and all the work I was doing last many years. So enjoy it. If you don't like it, just stop me. So maybe you know me as a developer of AndroidAPS, but I'm an IT guy, but I'm not a developer. So I had to learn everything at the beginning. Our journey started, I don't know, it's maybe 8 years ago when my daughter was diagnosed with diabetes. She was 3 at this time. And I think that we were in the same situation like many of you, because if your child gets diagnosed with diabetes, you get scared and confused and everything, and you have to learn a lot of things. But we started, and after some short time, we saw that the management of the diabetes is really, or the technical aspect of limiting was limiting for us, and I wanted to improve everything for us and make our life much more easier. So 8 years ago, the situation was really different to the present. And when you went to the hospital with diabetes, they gave you insulin pens, and you have to use them for 1 year. And after 1 year, you could ask for an insulin pump and continue. Well, very soon we saw that the insulin pens are really basic devices, because the granularity of the insulin you can inject by the insulin pump was half unit, and half unit was for a 3-year-old child something like 1 food. So all you could do was change the timing and adjust the amount of carbohydrates you gave to the child. So it was not enough for us, so I went to our diabetologist and asked for an insulin pump, not after 1 year like it was usual, but after a few months. And we were really surprised that she agreed, and we got our first insulin pump. And it was really great improvement to the from the aspect of diabetes management. But very soon we find out that we need much more, because we want to send the child to the parents for the holidays and so on, and we faced the issue how to help the parents manage diabetes, because you know that if you don't take care about a child with diabetes on a daily basis, it's very complicated for you to understand everything. So the parents needed the support from us. And it was really complicated, because it meant long phone calls that they were explaining to us what happened and what we told them later. What should they do? So I will start looking for some solution how to get all this information we have from CGM or we have from pumps online. So I was Googling around and I found out that I don't need to discover wheel again, that there's such project already exists, and it was NightScout. 8 years ago, it was version like 0.1 or 0.2. Maybe you know now NightScout has version 0.14. So it was really history of the NightScout. And NightScout was a really great improvement for us. But we were still facing another issues, because our parents are really old now and they didn't understand English. So I had to translate NightScout to the Czech. And then we saw that we need some reports from the NightScout. So I had to add reports to the NightScout. And during the time, I became the main developer of NightScout, maybe for 2 years. Before it was Jason Calabrese from the United States. And I took his role for maybe next 2 years, and I was the main developer of the NightScout. And at this time, the friends in the United States, maybe you will know the names. Benjamin West, you will have presentation this afternoon. Dana Lewis and Scott Librand and Jason. They started to use OpenAPS. So for me, as a NightScout developer, I added new support for OpenAPS system to the NightScout to be able to monitor it as well. And I wanted to join them and start using it because the results was really great. And but I was not able to get the supported insulin pump in Czech Republic because, yeah, 8 years ago you had to use old Medtronic pumps, and I simply have no access to such pump. So I will start looking around what could be the solution for me, and I found that Dana R pump is available in Czech Republic, and some people were already playing with Dana R remote control. So I decided to create new system which will be user friendly for the child, for parents, and which will allow all this thing we were missing while using the standalone pump and standalone CGM and everything. So what was the AndroidAPS or what I was missing? We already had a pump, we already had CGM, but if you want to calculate the bolus, we had to do it in pump. We had Animas White pump, maybe some of you will know it. So we had to use the calculator in the pump, issue the insulin, and when you want to see it in NightScout and have it online, you have to enter the same information again into NightScout to be able to see it. And it was really annoying. So I decided to create a new system which allow all the things we wanted and which simplify our life and which makes us to enter all information only once. That was the goal. If you look at the commercial products from this time, such thing really was not possible because you could really have the monitoring, then you didn't have reports. If you had reports, you didn't have monitoring. If you had both, you were not able to monitor the pump, and so on. So there was no such commercial product which was which could fit our needs. So, if you start to using such system, what could you expect? Well, at the beginning, we have to say that right now, any system is not a cure. You will still have diabetes, you still have to care about it, and you still have to do boluses or at least enter carbs or something. So it's not cure, but any system will help you, and it could help you a lot. Once you try it, you never want to be without it anymore, because except the parameters like you see on the screen now, like more time in range, lower HbA1c, and all this. What was the most important for us that since this, we didn't need to care so much about the diabetes. I always saying that if you start using an APS system, it's like a gift. And you can use this gift very different ways. You can improve your numbers, or you can have more freedom. And more freedom was the choice for us. So since we start using AndroidAPS, we didn't have to do so many corrections, so many rescue carbs, and so on. So in general, using any APS system will improve the quality of your life. What can you achieve if you start using APS system? Long time ago, someone asked on Facebook, and users can self-report their results. And as you can see, that 90% of the people went their HbA1c to or under 50 millimoles, which is really great. Right now, the recommendation is to keep your HbA1c under 48 millimoles. And how were the people using, or how there was increasing the number of users during the time? On this chart, you see the first 2 years of the AndroidAPS. We went from 20 people in 2016 to 1,200 people 2 years ago, and which is a really amazing thing. And how it looks like right now. This is data from last 2 years, let's say. You see that currently AndroidAPS has about 6,000 users, and the number is increasing by, let's say, 50 or 100 new users every month. And the last thing I would like to talk about is about DIY and the commercial world. The situation is really different right now, because I don't know the situation in Poland, but in Czech Republic there we have some commercial systems available. We have Medtronic 670 or 80. We have Tandem. In Europe, there are more systems available, like Diabloop or ChemAPS. So the people have now, or the patients have right now, much more choices than we had before. And it's really good, because then everyone could choose the best system for his needs. What are the advantages of DIY systems? I like see from my point. I see the best thing on this is rapid development. If we find new feature, you usually can use it within 2-3 months because the developers are fast. You just write it and do testing, and you can use it. Another advantage is that it's available everywhere because open source. It's not strictly related to what country. You can download it in any country of the world, and you don't need to wait for the authorities' approval for every single country. So you can do it everywhere. But what is the best disadvantage for the people, or for some people at least? It's more complicated installation and the updates. For some people, this is really limiting things. And it could not be, because we could make AndroidAPS so simple that you only click on APK file and install it to your phone, but that would break the idea of DIY, because we still think that if we force you to build the system of yourself, you will learn how it works much better, and you will learn how to maintain it. Because if something goes wrong, you should help yourself or ask on Facebook or in some support group, but you are the one who are using it and who built it. So that's the disadvantage. The commercial systems have official support. That means that if you are in trouble, there's a phone number you just call, and there's somebody going to help you. If you make any system commercial, that means that it can the system can reach much more people, because once it's approved, every endocrinologist can offer it to you, and you can start to use it. And the most important thing, that the installation and updating is really simple, because it could be either clicking on some file, or just the commercial company will take care about it for you. So right now we are not improving the AndroidAPS in terms of adding new features so much, but we are improving the internal structure of AndroidAPS to make it to make it better in the future for new things that will come, and so on. But we know about the limitation of DIY systems, so we decided to try to commercialize the AndroidAPS as well. So I already have some bunch of the people who are working on preparing the paperwork for the authorities and for the studies you need to, if you want to have CE mark for some commercial product or APS system. It's not easy, because we are working for this for a long time, but we are moving slowly forward, and hopefully in 2 years maybe we can expect, if everything goes fine, that we will have some commercial variant of AndroidAPS, because I think it's still worth to do this. Even there are so many APS systems on the market right now, because we are thinking that the AndroidAPS is still really much ahead of other commercial systems in terms of managing the glucose and so on. So you can look forward. In some years, maybe it will be. So that was the time of my presentation. Now I can go through the questions.
Thanks, Milos.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm very happy to hear that you are working forward to have the CE mark. That's great news. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. If you need anything, just call all of the people in Poland that are using AndroidAPS. They will help gladly, I think. We have a few questions from Olivia. I think you have a fan here. Livia, first question from Livia is: will Android APS last forever? Will no one ever break it?
Well, I was talking about commercializing the Android APS, but I still think that the open APS for the open source form of Android APS is really important, because it still helps us to test new features and give the features to all people faster, and give it to countries where our commercial system not available. So I hope that Android APS will still exist in form of open source, and some closed source commercial system will be some additional form for less skilled people who need help with the installation, or who are simply not such techy to do it themselves.
Cool, thanks for that. Kuba, Milos, great presentations. Any plans for update in UI or UX, user experience of the application?
Well, that's really complicated story, because many different people are using APS, and some people always say keep it as it is. It's great, it works well, and there are people who say, well, I need more colors, I need a picture on the background, and I need this and this. So we have to always find a compromise, but we have to be aware of keeping the application consistent and stable. So I believe that will not happen, that we change completely UI in one step, but you can still expect some small steps forward towards better UI.
I'm gonna talk. I've got one suggestion, because I think in a few years, I mean maybe 2 years, there will be a bigger. I don't know, a bigger number of smartwatches with the full Android, if it comes to Android 10 and so on, the later versions, that will be compatible with Android APS. And just suggestion from my point of view, because, you know, the small screen is very hard to touch sometimes. But no, just I'm managing it. It's working quite well, but just a small suggestion from my point.
Yeah, maybe I can give a comment to this. Well, it's not a problem to write new UI which will fit the watches, the small size of the phone or watch. The problem is to maintain it.
Yeah.
Because if you do changes, then you have to do it in all layouts you are currently supporting. And this is the biggest problem, because if you want to do some large change, it's a lot of work. And if you have to do it once or 5 times, it's really big difference. So I believe that the mainstream will be still on the phone. And if we support watches in the future, it depends on the usability of the watches, because the problem of current watches is the battery. When the battery don't last at least 1 day, it's not much useful for many people. There are some people who really enjoy it, but it's still not the mainstream. So I believe that when this change, and we will have a device which will last more than 1 day, of a small size, we will create a special UI just for this small device.
That's great. Just a word from my point of view, if it comes to developing applications, different applications for iOS and Android, and for all of you that are listening now, there is a big difference in developing applications, because it's much easier to write an UX for iOS, because the number of devices is so small that that you don't have to, you know, pick many of the resolution sizes, many of the screen sizes, and so on. But the devices that are using Android mobile systems, there's so much of them. Like, you know, you have Xiaomi, you have Samsung, you have Huawei, you have all of the devices that have different screen sizes, different resolutions, different points of index, and so on and so on. So I'm aware that developing applications and the UI for the applications in Android is very difficult, and so I'm not forcing anything. Just I'm managing this application for the smartwatch. I'm aware that the Chinese smartwatches, there are gonna be a lot of the smartwatches. They're gonna be different sizes. They're gonna be round and circled and squared and so on. So I'm aware of that. Okay, I'm looking for a few questions. People are asking if you're known or famous in Czech Republic, and did you have any, you know, some kind of rewards for your work?
Well, no, I'm doing it in my free time, but I'm not sure if I'm famous. Maybe in Taiwan community, everyone knows me, but I'm not the person who are going to the TV and radio and newspaper and so on and pushing to be there. But what I do is I'm organizing workshops for the AndroidAPS users and helping them to do the better setup, or help the new users set up AndroidAPS, which is activity which I really like, because you meet a lot of interesting people, and you can talk about this, and you can collect feedback as well. So for me, this is the activities I really like.
Cool. Actually, you're very famous in Poland. So, if it comes to AndroidAPS users, so I'm very happy that you found time. I think I'm gonna send you an email with the questions. If you're good with that, I'm gonna send you an email with all of the questions that people are asking, because we don't. The time is the schedule is, you know, very high. Ada is waiting on the other side, and she's so stressed that I have to connect with her and you know, take the steam out of her and so she can move forward with her presentations. So just for last but not least, I would like to, you know, give you our gratitude from all of our diabetes community, from all of our Polish and I think the whole of the world diabetes community, for your work, for the things you've done for AndroidAPS, for Night Scout, and all of the things you are doing and all the things you will do for our community. And fingers crossed for all of the things you're planning. And thank you again. Just that, and thank you.
Thank you very much as well. And hopefully we will meet in person after the COVID situation ends. So bye bye.
I'm looking forward to it. Bye bye, Milos. Thank you.